And welcome to episode 5 of Battle of the Bots. This one is going to be Battle of the Fembots. We have Thrilling 30 Arcee taking on the new Warpath Paradron Earthrise Arcee. Thrilling 30 Arcee, released 2014, height 5 inches, weight 44 grams. Warpath Paradron Arcee, released 2020, height 5 inches, weight 50 grams. Alright, so category number 1 is head sculpt, and this is Thrilling 30's head sculpt. It is very nice, very G1 accurate with the pink face, the darker pink lips. She's got the G1 head, and she's got nice light piping. It's a bunch of blue, so when you get the lights just right, the eyes really shine and light up. The light piping on this figure is excellent. And yes, I know Takara to do one that's even more animation accurate with the full body colorings. This one is Hasbro's offering, which is a little more of a deviation from the actual G1 cartoon in looks. But the head sculpt is very nice. I do feel that maybe the Princess Leia ears, the buns on the side of the head, are just a little bit too big. I think if they slim that down, the head will look a little more streamlined. I think it will look better overall. So let's take a look at Earthrise Arcee's head. Alright, so here's Earthrise Arcee's face sculpt. I do like the deep blue they did for the eyes. It's just either a piece of blue plastic. No, that is paint. It's blue paint on the eyes. It is very well done. There's a little bit of blue splotchiness back here on the side of the head. I do like the head sculpt. It's very, very similar to the Thrilling 30 Arcee. It's just these hair buns on the side are slimmed down dramatically compared to that one. I think it actually helps with the overall look of the head sculpt and the face. I just kind of wish that the actual face was done in the light pink with the darker pink lips to be even more G1 accurate for the cartoon. But compared side by side, they are both very nice, very similar. Smaller ear buns on this Arcee right here, the Earthrise, just looks better overall. So winner for head sculpt, Earthrise Arcee. Category number 2, body design. This is the overall figure's design of the body, sans the head. So just a quick overall look of the figure. She is very nicely done. The design is very well executed. She has an all-in-one transformation. So when the figure, everything is compacted on the figure. She does have a backpack, but try to be like the G1 animation model, anything like G1 Arcee. It's very hard to do. You gotta do something. Now the car has to go somewhere, and the car mode you'll see soon does suffer slightly because of what they do to make this work. Now, like I said, the overall design is nice. She just has some thick thighs, but she has very wide hips. That kind of throws off the look. So she's kind of slim and really widens out at the hips. She's got the birthing hips right there. That's probably the biggest negative. The backpack, while being decently big, isn't overly big, but it just looks like a front of a car on the back of the figure. But she has some nice little heel spurs here, and she balances quite well, and the feet do kind of move front and back, and they are a tight joint. It's not overly tight, but it's a good tight stiff joint to where she's not going to fall, and you can see that lovely light piping right there. Now let's take a look at Earthrise Arcee. Now here's Earthrise Arcee. The body sculpt is very similar to Thrilling 30 Arcee. It's very well designed, very slim. She falls over a little bit, and I'll tell you why in a minute. She actually holds this backpack, which is humongous on the figure. It's just she's a little bit loose at the pins here, so just kind of pushing her will tip her backwards. But if you pose her, she holds it fine. Again, she's thinner at the hips here, so it looks a little bit better. I think she looks better proportioned in the actual body design. She doesn't have the overly wide hips and overly thick thighs, which I'm not saying anything wrong with, but she looks really good. I do like the overall chest design. I think it's a little bit better at the neck and chest than the Thrilling 30 Arcee. Now the backpack is very, very unsightly. Now she has extra long heel spurs to really balance her out. If the pins were tighter, or if these were actually ratcheted like they look like they could have been, it would hold a lot better. But still, she holds this 3-foot backpack up. It all just depends on these feet. And like I said, these are very loose here at that pin joint. Now you can detach the very back part here of that. And let's do that and show you how she looks with just this smaller backpack. And here is Arcee sans the second backpack. As you can see, this compresses down a lot, and it looks a lot better in my opinion. It's really thin, doesn't really stand out, doesn't look that bad of a backpack. It actually looks kind of close to the animation, not being so overly huge from the side. Now from the front, these extra parts that come right here just kind of look weird and blocky. But overall, I think the body design looks a lot better with that. I figure overall, with the second backpack removed, I think the body sculpt on this is better designed than the Thrilling 30. I think the proportions just look better on this figure, even with the second backpack added on. So winner for body design and body sculpting, Earthrise Arcee. All right, category number 3, quality control. Which figure has the best QC? Not the worst QC. Now, quality control could be anything from loose joints, broken joints, paint mishaps, sticker mishaps, molding mishaps, just anything that poses a problem from you enjoying your figure fully. Now, this is Thrilling 30 Arcee, and there's really no problem on the figure, I would think, from quality control, except for the fact that her hands in the later run, her hands were redone. She has this extra piece of plastic right there when you can't get the gun to go all the way into her hand. It just stops there, so this looks really funky, you know, jutting that far up. Other thing is, I know she's prone to paint chippage on where she's painted on her thighs, front of the car, which actually becomes her chest. They don't fake that. And other places on the vehicle, I do have a little bit missing here on the black. But otherwise, she's fine. I've had this figure for 6 years, and I haven't really had any paint chippage. And she's been in and out of boxes during moving around the house and stuff. So she is fine. She even has ratcheted joints. So she's a pretty decent figure. I don't have that much to say about this. She is fine in the QC department. Let's take a look at Earthrise Arcee. All right, so Earthrise Arcee, she don't have a few problems, a few bugs here. I showed earlier, she does have a little bit of paint on this. That's just my copy, but that's something that stops me from fully enjoying the figure. That could vary on your copy. Also, she has very loose heel, ankle tilts and stuff in front and back. The side part is actually tight, but this kind of makes her want to fall over easier. You can just easily, she stands fine, but you can just hold her feet down, but she'll tip because that ankle gives way. Well, she does have the weight to hold her backpack just fine. So that is probably the biggest, I would say, quality problems on this figure. I also would say the plastic on some of these pieces is very thin, like this right here is very thin plastic. Be very careful with it. Now on the second backpack, I do have more problems with this. As right here where this disconnects or connects, there's a post right here. And this metal piece goes through it. Beware that this is already having stress marks. Pretty much the first time I messed with this, I caused a stress mark. I would be aware of that eventually breaking. I'd be worried about that. Also, like I said, the plastic on this is very thin. Just be very careful. It just feels like you could snap something. Also, this clear blue piece here has already popped out on my copy. Be careful you don't knock it out, and it could fall somewhere and you could easily lose it. So just be careful with this piece right here as well. So that's really the biggest problems on this figure. So the winner in quality control, who has the best QC? Thrilling 30 Arcee. Moving on to category number 4, accessories. And here is Thrilling 30 Arcee. And all I have so far out with her is this one gun, which I just showed that doesn't tab all the way in. But she is actually pretty much loaded with accessories. They're in a box, but I just kept this one out. She has a smaller black gun as well, or should I say smaller black weapon as well. And she also has 2 blue, like translucent plastic swords that can tab in on the sides of her thighs and also tab in vehicle mode. And both her guns can also store in vehicle mode, which is a very nice thing to have on your figure so you don't lose stuff. So she comes loaded with accessories. So that is an excellent thing. For the price point back then, she probably cost about 15 bucks or less. Very nice. Take a look at Earthrise Arcee and her accessories. Alright, Earthrise Arcee comes with this little clear plastic gun. It's like a light blue plastic. Just tabs right in her hand. Perfectly fine. It is a nice gun. I mean, it looks fine, no problems there. And that is really the only accessory she comes with, unless you want to count her second backpack, which transforms into some weird hoverboard kind of thing. But it's got these little peg slots here. Above her feet, you can see where she can just peg into this. One problem with doing this on the white paint, I'd feel like over time you will scratch this white paint off the figure doing this repeatedly up and down, up and down. So I would say, be careful of that. But I'm not really going to be fussed with this. Most likely she's going to stay like this if she stays in robot mode. And this will just be put to the side for her if I ever put her into her vehicle mode. So winner for our accessories, Thrilling 30 Arcee. Moving on to category number 5, Articulation. Up first, Thrilling 30 Arcee. She has 17 points of articulation. That's a lot, but she misses a crucial one, and that is a waist swivel. She does not turn here at the waist at all. It is one solid piece. Otherwise, she just has a double. She has a hip up here that can kick forward, back a little bit. But she has this extra joint here, which is partly a transformation, which you can do things like cross her legs around. And she also does not have an ankle tilt to the sides. It does tilt front and back, but not side to side. So she misses that. There's no wrist swivels, but she does have ratcheted elbows, which is very nice. Head gives you lots of movement. She can look way up, look down, neck kind of untabbed, so you can get extra weirdness there. But it does, give you extra movement. Shoulders, everything's on this figure. It's really nice. Like I said, the joints are very well. They're very tight. They're very stiff. They're not overly done. They're not overly stiff. They hold just fine. Excellent figure. Good articulation. Let's take a look at Earthrise Arcee. And here's Earthrise Arcee. I got her posed out. She's got the ankle tilts that go side to side, front and back. She's got thigh swivels, hips move. She's got a waist swivel. The head doesn't give you as much. She can't really look up. She can't look down, but she can go side to side. It's very tight, and I actually feel like I might damage the figure, so I wouldn't do it as much, at least on my copy. Her wrists don't go around, but they do kind of go in for transformation. There's no ratchets, things that they could be ratcheted. There's no soft ratchets or anything like on the other Arcee. Her biggest problem is just her heels, want to fall backwards easily. But she has a lot of articulation. She's got 20 points of articulation. So winner in articulation, Earthrise Arcee. Category number 6, Transformation. The way this one transforms is that it actually has the real chest that becomes the front of the car. So you have to fold it up. Backpack unfolds downward to give you the back of the vehicle mode. Then it all just compresses inward. Now on the Earthrise Arcee, it's very similar. The backpack unfolds. You have the second backpack that then will unfold. It goes into the transformer. The legs fold up in a weird, funky way to form the vehicle mode. Alright, so for transformation, Earthrise versus Thrilling 30. Neither one is fun to transform. Thrilling 30 is just bleh. Earthrise, I feel like I'm going to break something doing it, and I can't get the legs correct underneath the vehicle mode, so it doesn't look right or doesn't feel right. Honestly, I would give this one a draw. I would say neither one wins. Neither one has a very fun transformation. Let's move on to the final category. Alright, so final category, alt mode. Which one has the better alt mode? So, alright, this one is the Thrilling 30 Arcee. I knocked the gun out. Both guns store underneath. Just leave it out for now. This one is more sleek, I would say. It's thinner. Not as G1 accurate, I would say. It is. You got wheels. It just looks, right here in the middle part, it just looks awkward. But the end and the front both look fine, in my opinion. Really do like the front of the vehicle. The back of the vehicle is actually fine as well. It's sleek. It's not bad. It's futuristic and sleek. So it's a good alt mode. Now let's take a look at Earthrise. Alright, so here's Earthrise Arcee. Like I said, I don't think I got the legs correct down here. They don't want to work for me. It just feels awkward. And the sounds this thing makes when I'm transforming it, and it's got to be this second backpack back here. The back end of the car. It sounds like I'm breaking something. It sounds like it's cracking. It's creaking. It's scary. It's just not fun. I do like that they go for a little more G1 accuracy here with the coverings over the wheels, and the wheels are this light blue, like they almost don't exist. Again, the gun stores underneath the vehicle mode as well. Both have the molded in seats. Fine in both modes. You really can't go wrong with either. And if you have the Takara Legends Arcee based on this, you probably have the winner there. They're both very good, so I'll say winner in alt mode. I'm gonna have to give this one to the Thrilling 30 Arcee. I just feel like it just overall, I think it does it better when you transform and get to this mode. This one, it just feels like it's not right. And that could just be human error. But I think overall, just looking at the two side by side, I kind of prefer the Thrilling 30 Arcee. So let's find out who won this Battle of the Bots. Alright, so the winner of episode 5 of Battle of the Bots is neither. It came out to be a tie 3-3 because of the draw for transformation. The other one was fun. So neither one wins this. So that'll leave it up to you, the viewer. If you own both of these, which one in your mind or in your opinion is the better Arcee? Honestly, I kind of like to throw this one to the mix. This one is an excellent Arcee as well. This Cyberverse Arcee. All three are nice figures. I'm not going to complain if you have either one. They're all good Arcees. So down below, let me know which one is your favorite Arcee. Also, I'm open to suggestions for Battle of the Bots. Now, I don't have every figure, so I can't always do this with certain characters. But let me know who you would like to see in a future episode of Battle of the Bots. Also, let me know that down in the comments below. I want to say thanks for watching. This has been Soundwave884. Till the next one. Peace out.